So, our next performer has starred in Caesar's Magical Empire in Las Vegas, Nevada. He has written jokes for Jay Leno. And the weather guy, Kublin Nanjiani, who has done many shows and he's done like other, and Elon Gold, and he does comedy, excuse me, all the time, and he can be seen at the Ice House and places like Flappers. Please give a round of applause for Markus Kublin.
Thank you for coming back for the second half of Conjuring for a Cure. You could have left during the intermission, but you didn't. Give yourselves a hand. My name is Markus Kublin. I am a professional comedian and magician. I do comedy magic. I'm on a comic mission. And I'm also my own agent, so I'm also on commission. Before I get started, I reached a career milestone that I wanted to mention very quickly. As a professional magician last year, for the first time ever in my life, just from doing comedy and magic, I made 6 figures last year. Thank you. Two of them were after the decimal point. The first one was a 0, the second one was an imaginary number, but still it's an accomplishment. I'm really thrilled to be here today. I try to be conscientious about things in general. I have money on my mind because I have to be a responsible citizen. I'm a magician. I'm kind of a role model in the community. No, that's not true, is it? But I found this empty can outside, and I thought, like, how awful that somebody leave a crushed, empty, discarded can outside in litter. I thought I should recycle. And I thought to do that the best way might be to use a little bit of magic. In fact, going a little bit beyond that, maybe even turning back the hands of time. You guys with me? Are you guys with me? Yeah! Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do, a little hypnosis. A little hypnosis. We got to make sure that we recycle. We got to be responsible in this age. So the crushed dings and dents that were in the can, they slowly, if you look really carefully and you concentrate, they start to just disappear. And the effects of time, they start to wear away. I think with a little bit of magic, you can probably get that. Look at that. I think you can watch this. You can get what was broken to be repaired, what was open be closed, and what was empty to be full once again. That is really so. All right, and actually, that's. I want you guys to realize that is in fact real soda. If it wasn't, I couldn't do this. Only in a shul can I get an amen in a magic show. Okay, so I want to get started with some other fun stuff to show you guys. I almost forgot this. This is really important. Everybody, I suggest very, very strongly, everybody should really get one of these. And if you can, it's not always possible. Get it like this. It seems like a big deal, but it's actually it's not as expensive as it looks. So, but get one of these. They're just fun. It's like when you open it at parties and stuff like that. People will always look. So, okay, I'll put that aside for now. We're not going to need that anymore. Okay, so yeah, I invented that. Thank you. So, all right. I wanted to do something quick, something that's easy for the kids to follow. Let's see, how can I start this off? All right. Let's see. Okay, just see if you guys, this is just to see if you guys like this. These are ordinary scissors. They are not magic scissors. I use these at home all the time. When my mail comes in, I use it to open the mail and then cut up the bills into confetti. That's just my practice. You don't have to do it. But a lot of people, when they see their bills come in, they get really stressed out. Not me. When my bills come in, it's a party. I also just got a new package of balloons. So. Let's see. Okay. Kids like balloons, so I thought maybe I would try some. But you need to have, I think you need to have a whole balloon. What do we do? Anything? But if you do no magic, it doesn't matter if it's whole, if it's complete. Yeah, still do some pretty amazing things. So it hot in here?
Yeah.
I feel a little hot air, but I'm going to put it in. No, you can't do that with a cup balloon. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me just put this on. I don't know how to tie a knot in a balloon, so I'm just going to put it away. Now, a lot of times people say, Marcus, how are you going to get a balloon that big home? Simple. I just put it in my briefcase. Yeah, but how are you going to close that briefcase? It's too big. Simple. The answer is simple, and I can tell you the answer in one word. Magic. All right, thank you. For this next piece, I actually do need a volunteer. Let's see. I'm going to, who shall I pick? Let's see, the young lady back here. What is your name, please? Tell everybody. Ruby. Everybody give Ruby a nice round of applause. Okay. All right, Ruby. I'm going to have you stand to my left. So come up on the stage. You can stand right over here. Okay. So wave to everybody now that you're on stage. Okay. Now, Ruby, we're going to do something fun here. I need your help. Okay. All right. Now, I think earlier it was mentioned that magicians are obligated to do at least one card trick, and I don't really do card magic. But I am going to fulfill the union obligation, with your help, by doing a trick with cards. So that kind of counts. Yeah? All right, so the first thing I'm going to have you do is I want you to examine this this bag here. That is an ordinary paper bag. Just open it, make sure that it is in fact empty. You can show it to the audience. And what you and I are going to do is very quickly, we are going to pick it. Okay, I'm going to rifle through the deck, and I want you to just tell me when to stop. Okay. So the spot, oops, I think I hope the spot where you stopped me is where I'm going to pick up the deck. I want you to just look at the card that's there. I'm going to show it to the audience, okay? I cannot see it. All right, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, you have the card memorized? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this deck. Now, when you set the, can I have you just set up the bag upright on the table, please? And I'm going to put the entire deck back in the box.
Okay.
Okay, now, I'm going to ask you to take this in your hand. I'm not going to handle it anymore. I'm going to put the entire box into the bag very carefully. Make sure everybody sees that it's really going in there. Now, I said that this is at the top that this is not really a card trick, and that's true. What this really is a demonstration of both mentalism and telekinesis. That's a big word. Everybody say mentalism. Mentalism. Say telekinesis. Telekinesis. Say mind control. We're all victims of it already. Okay. So this is the thing you may not know about. I'm actually very psychic, but I'm also very sentimental. And lately I've been very nostalgic about the future. Those will be the good old days. Someday. Ruby, do you know what I mean by that? You will. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have you do. Grab a handful of these paper clips. These are jumbo paper clips. You know that in French that paper clips are called trombones? Did you know that? I'm going to toss all of those into the bag. Show that your hands are empty. Okay, I will show that my hands are empty. Okay, now this is where the telekinesis part comes in. Okay, actually first I do the mentalism part. And I have to tell you this also. I am very well trained in mentalism, which usually means mind reading. And a lot of people don't know this, Ruby, but mind reading involves several different degrees of education. You have to have, there are several different grades of mind reading. And I'm proud to say that I am now reading at a 3rd grade level. Okay, so the mentalism part is I have to figure out which card is your card. Even though I can't see the card, and I can't see the deck, and I can't even see the box. All I can see is this bag. So thanks a lot, Ruby. Okay. Now, I think I've got it in my mind that the other thing I need to do is mark that card in some way without touching it. And I think the way to do that is like this. And you can see I'm holding the bag, and a really talented magician can actually do what I'm about to do with a single flick of the wrist. So watch this. Single flick of the wrist. The audience probably didn't even notice it. So now what I'm going to have you do, I'm not going to touch anything anymore. I'm going to ask you to open that bag, please. And you should find the deck of cards still in there. Okay. So go ahead and take the box out. Take the entire deck out. and if I did this right, I shall have moved one of the paper clips directly onto the center of your card. There should be one card in there with a paper clip on it. Can you please take that out and show it nice and big and wide open to the audience? And please tell me, is this your card?
Yep.
You can take your seat. Please give Ruby a nice round of applause. Ruby, before you go, is this your watch? No? It's not? Oh. You know, I do a lot of shows, and sometimes I forget things in the middle. This means after this show I'm going to have to call a few people, in particular my lawyer. But here, do me a favor, before you go anywhere. Okay, let's see. All right. Here, hold on to that for a minute. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just place it right there. Perfect. Now it's your fingerprints, not mine. Give Ruby a round of applause. Okay, this is just for fun too. Let's try one more thing. Let's see. Let's see. I need to pick. Let's see. Gentlemen, second row back on the end. What is your name, please? Ryan. Just for fun, real quick here. We're gonna just do this. Just for fun. Okay. Ryan, just think of a number 1 to 5. Got it? Okay. Tell everybody what's the number. 4. That is correct. Thank you very much. And it disappears just as mysteriously as it appears. Ryan, thank you very much for that. Okay, so I had something else lined up for you guys. Okay, this is going to be, let's see. Okay. All right. Running a little short on time. I think I can do. All right. We're about to do something that's a little bit dangerous. Okay, I have here a stack of napkins, ordinary napkins. And I'm gonna, let's see. Because this is so dangerous, I've been advised I really shouldn't do this on the stage, so I'm gonna come down into the audience. Which I really shouldn't do. I know, I'll say like right over here. So, sir, what is your name, please? Chris. Oh, did we meet before, or was that another magician? Okay, all right. There's a lot. Is this like Chris Rowe? Is that yeah. All right. I was watching the first half of the show via satellite, and okay. So now I know that you're Chris. Are you also Chris? Okay, good. See you second. Okay. So Chris, from this stack of napkins, I'm just going to have you select any one you want. It doesn't matter. You can take the whole stack. Yep. Just pull one out. That's going to be the napkin we're going to use. Okay. All right. The rest of these all toss. So you didn't do anything funny while my back was turned, did you? This is a magic show, you can't be here. So, okay. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Can I take that from you? Okay. So this is an ordinary napkin. Actually, I'm going to use, here, hold on to that for 1 second. Now, for what I am about to do, I want to caution people, do not try this one. This is not part of the show. Alright. Alright. Hot act. Okay. Things are about to get hotter too. Okay, I'll just take this. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take this napkin from you, and like I said, you ordinarily do not try this at home. What you're going to want to do is try it in a restaurant because there the napkins are free. So there's that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the napkin that you shared with me. You've given me the one that you've selected, and I'm going to do something that is a little bit, like I said, this act is heating up, so a little bit dangerous. Remember, be careful. I thought this would be flashier, but we're going to have to do it the hard way. Okay. That's the magic. All right, is that really on fire? Tell me quick before it gets to my finger.
Yeah.
Oh, careful, we're a little close in the front row there. All right. Everybody safe? Okay, all right. Well, Chris, if the fire it didn't go out, I want you to know I have liquid to douse it right here. So now that it's out, we can all relax. So I should have prepared you. I should have given that to you. I'll not remember that for the next show. Okay, so this is the thing, is that was really burned. We can see these burned, scorched edges. You know, those of you in the first couple rows will probably actually smell it. So you know that that's real fire, real flame. Now this is the thing. Don't you hate it when you go into a restaurant and you go to use a napkin to wipe off, say, a big glob of macaroni and cheese on your face, and there's a giant hole burned in the center of it. So that's when you ask for that napkin to be, comped on your check. All right, but this is what I want to show you. This is a magic show, so despite the flames, we're going to see if we can do something here to rectify that problem, so we can defy the laws of physics a little bit here, and take what was burned to a crisp, burned near a crisp, and make it whole once again. Thank you very much. Okay, I need just a second to clear the mess that I made. Maybe I can do this a little bit in an easier way. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. All right. Got a big mess over here now. I will clean all this up at the end, probably. So let's see how we do this. Okay. So this next piece actually requires just a little bit of explanation. So when I was younger, one of the things that I always really wanted to be was a cartoonist. And to be a cartoonist, you have to be able to do a number of things. Number one is you have to be able to really draw very well. And it doesn't matter how many little curlicues you make on your stationery, you actually have to be a decent artist. And I actually can draw photorealistic portraits, but only of stick people. So I in general, what I do, I try to keep it simple. So we start off with something simple. Now, I mentioned that I wanted to be a cartoonist. And then I started thinking about the fact that if I really wanted to be an animator, it's something that would take some practice and some education. Because there's different kinds of animation, aren't there? There's line animation, which means that all of the drawings are done by hand. There's cell animation, which to my understanding is line animation when you're in jail. But if you really want to be by the way, I just want to point out that I'm doing something that's very, very difficult. I'm actually drawing at the same time I'm making jokes, and that's called sketch comedy. So you have to be able to do a lot of the same drawings and make them look, the same, no matter how many times you do them, and that's part of the trick. And also you have to make more complicated characters than just a happy face. So I'm trying to do that too. Then I remember something very, very fundamentally important, which is that cartooning and animation really is a kind of magic. And in fact, what animators do is they take things that are not real, they take still images, and they make them appear to move with the art of illusion. So that's where I think my artistry might come into play, because with just a little bit of magic, maybe I can take my little happy faces and turn them into a work that might be recognized by one of the greatest animators of all time. So I can make the pictures move, and then maybe someday my work will be good enough to impress the likes of Walt Disney. Thank you very much. I have one more piece that I'm going to do for you guys today. Just one more thing. And I'm going to need a volunteer because this is really not so much a magic trick as it is a game show. Who likes game shows? Any volunteers? Sir, what is your name, please?
Derek.
Derek?
Yeah.
Derek, would you mind coming up here to play on the game show?
Sure.
All right, everybody give Derek a nice round of applause. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, now since this is a game show, you have to hold up the sign to tell people what game we're playing. We're going to play tic-tac-toe. So hold on to that.
All right.
Okay.
Just like raise it up.
Just well, you can just hold it in a way that's comfortable because you're going to be holding it for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right. I don't like to torture my audience other than making them watch me set up. All right. So let's see. This is all just about balance here. I just don't want this thing to tip over. Okay. All right. Good. All right. How about a nice round of applause for the board for staying up? No, that's just too easy. Okay. So what we're going to do is you and I are going to play a game of tic-tac-toe right now. Now, have you ever seen an international regulation championship tic-tac-toe board before? Ah, well, if that existed, this might be what it looked like. Okay, so we're going to just play tic-tac-toe. We're just going to be aside, and now this is the thing. You have to see if you can beat me. And there's, this isn't like just for fun or just for nothing. For you, Derek, there's a whole lot of money riding on this. Just look at what you could win. All right, you have to beat me to do it, okay? So, okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get started right now. Okay, so, you know how to play tic-tac-toe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, you know what? I didn't really give you the opportunity. Did you want to go second or after me?
Do I have a choice?
That's up to you. Oh, well, how about this? I also notice I placed the experts. Did you want to be circles or O's?
I'll go with those.
All right, good. All right, I appreciate your cooperation. Okay, so go ahead and place that any way you want. Remember, your goal is to beat me.
All right.
Oops, that didn't so much for Velcro, huh? Oh, you know what I think I'm supposed to put there? The yellow side out. That's the sticky side. So I'm going to fix that. Same position. Okay, there we go. Yellow side out. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, very clever. One for the block. I have a strategy. Oh, okay. All right, I see what you're doing there. You're trying to psych me out. Are you sure you're playing to win?
I'm trying to. I really can't.
Are you a little nervous being up here?
A little bit.
I want to. Okay. So I want to let you know that the strategy you're using, it's not wrong. Because this is an international championship level game, and we prefer to use such order. I give you one chance only to replace that to give you a better opportunity to win. Remembering that there's all that cash on the line. You want to replace that one?
I'm pretty comfortable with that.
I don't think you are. Right there. Well, I'm forced to block here, and I think that ends the game. Now, this is supposed to be a magic show. I've demonstrated a little bit of mentalism so far in this show. So Derek, I'm going to ask you a question. If, before we started playing, would you have been impressed at the beginning of this if I had predicted that our game between the two adults, our game of tic-tac-toe, would have ended in a tie? Would that have impressed you?
Yes.
Oh, you're easily impressed. Okay. So may I see the sign for just a moment, please? Now, you've been holding on to the sign for the entire time you've been playing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the tricky part. Before we started playing, I did make a prediction. And let's see if this worked. Let's see if it worked. This, out of 781 possible combinations of tic-tac-toe, we're going to get to the exact end of our game. Give Derek my chance to play. Thank you very much, Derek. He didn't win the cash, but he did win a wonderful memory and all of the applause that you guys are giving him. Give him one more hand, please. That's tic-tac-toe, ladies and gentlemen, and that is my portion of the show. Thank you all very much. Please continue to support